This is a short review of the episode called Liar. So I watched this recently on Netflix, and I think it's originally an ITV show. And yeah, I thought I'd give just my thoughts about it, and I sort of created this channel, or I'm continuing this channel. I think I've made a video or an audio like years and years ago on This Is Us. I'll probably leave on this channel, leave it up. But I'm kind of creating this content for my own mental health, just to give me something to see if I enjoy doing this, just talking about TV shows. Really, I don't want to use the word review. In some ways that feels really formal. I have to fully recap the show in detail, and right now it's been a day or two since I've watched it, so I've probably forgotten a lot of stuff, but I just wanted to talk about the generality of the show, and I think overall I enjoyed it. It left me in suspense. I didn't know, especially so season 1, I didn't know how that would pan out, and so I think what happened in season 1 now, because obviously they're kind of together, one goes straight after the other. So he's already begun. So Andrew in season 1, initially I really liked both characters before obviously realised Andrew's true nature, or his kind of dark side. I felt for both of them in some ways, that they're both in pain, and if there was an honest misunderstanding of some kind, and so it was quite good in portraying that, and also portraying Andrew's likeable qualities. He seemed like a nice person, genuine in that time, and then quickly, or I should say gradually, but then suddenly in one of the episodes you see him in full kind of darkness mode, and it's easy to empathise with Laura. I'm trying to remember the names that start Laura, and perhaps on season 2, the detective I thought was just so harsh at the start, even though her job was to, of course, catch a murder suspect. But it just felt like she was super harsh. And there's one scene where I don't know if she was talking to her colleague, is it Rory, I think, and she said something about instinct, or maybe that was to Laura, I don't know. But so I feel like that was why she was so harsh, like, as well as because there wasn't enough evidence, or wasn't clear that it was Laura who could be a potential, the main suspect. As when Andrew died, all of the victims could have been suspects, and the victims' families could have been suspects, and so it kind of made sense of why she kind of was, adamant of Laura. It wasn't personal, because it felt like it was personal, that she just had a dislike for her and sort of tunnel vision, but it was driven by her instinct, and in the end she was right. When season 2 started, I thought it was Jen. To be honest, I was going through the logic. I thought I'll play the game and try and guess who it was, because it turned into a guess who sort of season, a murder, a who done it. And I thought, Jen, with her background, and I think they were absent for certain times at the start of that season, and of course it's written in a good way where it leaves kind of places to guess of someone's motives, or there's a gap in time where someone was off screen, or you didn't hear from them. You're thinking, that must have given time for them to do that. But then I found towards the end I don't know, it just seemed too twisty for me a little bit, because there was several twists clustered together in the climax of the show. And yeah, it's of course just an opinion, because this whole this whole video is about, it's just more my opinion of it, because I find with a lot of movies and TVs, for me it's not to say, I feel like it's one thing to say it wasn't done well, but there's another thing to say that I didn't like how it was done. So it's kind of saying it was done well for what it was, but it just wasn't my type of thing towards the end of, several twists and turns in, but yeah, it was an interesting scene with Laura and the detective. I can't remember her name now. I won't try. Detective. So where she goes, I know you did it, and she talked about figuring it out, and the flashbacks that she showed Laura in self-defense, and then but I think the reason why she was okay with it is because she knew that it wasn't just her just murdering him, it was self-defense, and then things got messy from there, and then her distrust of the police. So, but yeah, I did enjoy the show. I felt I was watching episodes in more rapid fashion. The first part of the first season, I was watching, an episode here and there, but then season 2 kind of ramped up, and then part of me also just wanted a bit of completion, so kind of watched all of those. But towards the end, I lost, just my personal taste, I lost a little bit of the enjoyment of it, and just it was more just to complete the show. Yeah, so it's my general thoughts about Liar. Yeah, I like the soundtrack. That's one thing I wanted to mention. The piano. I wonder if, because usually these types of shows where it's not like a huge big production, it's not. Sometimes the soundtrack just doesn't get noticed, but I really noticed the soundtrack, and this one has lots of piano, and I quite enjoyed it. And maybe that's something I'll look up on to see if that's available to listen to. That's one thing I noticed. Yeah, and I think the acting was good in my amateur eye, my casual observance of that. I felt like Andrew and Laura really played a good part, and I liked Katie and what was the husband's name? Liam, I think. I liked them working together when they were trying to help Laura. That was really nice to see. I quite enjoyed that. I think when they started to kind of work together to help Laura, they became kind of the characters or the scenes I looked forward to watching. So I quite liked them too as a dynamic, and it's nice to see them kind of reconnecting and rebuilding their relationship. So that was good. Yeah, I had the idea of actually, if there's another show that I want to do like to talk about on here, that maybe I'll do some notes as I watch, so it'd be good to refer back to some notes, especially with my memory, and just have fun and talk about things I liked. And so not necessarily having being a complete detailed recap, but just a casual relaxed conversation about the show, just something to. And again, it's just for me at the moment, my mental health. I have a mental health channel called the Mental Health Diary, so just literally journal entries, diary entries, just almost just help keep me sane. And the same reason I'm doing this as well, just to be productive and see if this is something I enjoy doing. I write in my spare time. I'm an aspiring writer, so I like to be creative. So yeah, I just want to see how this goes and if I enjoy it. And maybe it'll be a way to potentially consciously watch some TV shows and movies with a bit of purpose or a bit of awareness and presence while watching them. You know, kind of maybe enjoy writing notes and little things I like as I go along and watch it, versus just losing myself in it, which is nice sometimes, but I thought it would be a healthy outlet for me to do that. So yeah, that's my views on Liar. There is a few kind of, I don't really watch a huge amount of British shows because I don't have I don't actually have a TV. Most people, more and more people don't anymore actually, so I just have Netflix, and sometimes I can do a trial on other streaming sites as well. But I've watched The Fall, I think it's called, is it Fallen or The Fall, starring Gillian Anderson as a detective. That was quite good. I enjoyed that. So I feel like there are some kind of sort of well produced shows like that, detective or those kind of dramas. Yeah, and to check out my Netflix list, and maybe it will encourage me to watch consciously, sit down, take some time out to watch something, and it'll be, yeah, maybe quite therapeutic just to write notes and watch it in a more focused way. May help concentration and just being productive and seeing where this goes. Yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.